So this is just a tutorial on how to do this kind of tracking your route, so your camping route, with free and open software. It's my first tutorial on capturing the screen and things like that, so I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we'll see if it works. But this is the kind of thing you'll end up with. It's a bit of work to do, but the end result is really good, and there's some nice features that you won't see in this video when we do it. So let's crack on. Okay, so there's a few things you're going to need, all free of course, to do this work, and it is a bit of work, so it's going to be a long video. So I'm not going to go into the very details of the settings of every package that I use. I'm only going to use what I need to do, and then if you want explanation on setups, we can go through that in a separate video. So there's 3 packages you need. You need Pixlr E, Kdenlive and Google Earth Pro. So just to see what they look like on a website. So this is the Kdenlive website, and you just it's for all Mac, Linux and Windows, and just download the latest one. Google Earth, what you need to do is search for Google Earth versions. This is an old version, so I'm not sure how long it'll be around. It's been around for quite a while, but they've now moved on to something called Google Earth Studio, which is rubbish. So we're going for the old version, Google Earth versions, so search for that, and then you'll see Google Earth Pro on desktop, and then just download that, and that will give you what you need to do this. It's a really good piece of software, so I'm going to keep it locally and use it for a long time, I think. And then Pixlr, if you just go to pixlr.com, and there's a whole suite of services, and these are all online. So you can see they got a photo editor, design editor, one-click, jazz up your photos, AI removers, bulk photo editing. So what we need is Pixlr E, and you can click on this. I'll show you. Just click on this and you can start using it. I'll just go in, and you've got layers, and you've got effects and screening and text and whatever. Now that's okay if you don't want to install anything, you can use it online, but I prefer to have this installed so I can use it offline as well and save the files locally. It's a lot easier. So what you do for that is, let me just close that down and go to the Microsoft Store, put in Pixlr, and you've got Pixlr E, and that's the actual application here. You install that. Let's get rid of that. And then when you double click, it just opens a local version of this web app, so you can work with it offline and things like that. It's really good. So you need Pixlr E, Kdenlive. I'll just show you it to you quickly. Just going to open it now. And this is the video editor. It's completely free and open source, and it's incredibly powerful. It's like a professional video editor. It's got a lot of filters, and you can have different effects and manage audio and all that kind of stuff. And there's a big open source community that helped develop it, and I've really loved it. I've come across from Adobe Premiere, and I prefer this overall. It's just local. There's no monthly fees. There's no online tie-in. It's all running locally, and the performance is excellent. There's a bit of setting up to do once you do that. If you want the same look and feel as I got, these different layouts, then I got a thing called TAC Video, which is like a layout, and a TAC Audio, which is for when I'm editing audio. And these 2 layouts I have available, which we'll have a look at in a minute. So you can install them and use the same layout as what I'm using. Let's just close that down, and we'll just go to that now. There you go. So in here, under, well, I'll explain this directory structure in a minute. So in presets, you have Kdenlive layouts, audio, and I've got some filters there that you can download as well. I'll put these on a Dropbox with a link in the comments below, and you can download those and install those. If you need a separate video on that, I'll I'll do a separate video on that. So just overall on layout, I like to keep everything organized. So if I'm doing a project, I have an overall folder, and I have a separate directory for some specific fonts I might use. Although they're installed on your system, if you have a new font, I like to put a copy of it here, and then in 5 years' time, if I want to go back and do something with this, I can use the font that I originally used and I don't have to search for it again. Media, inside media I have audio, images, intros and outros that I use all the time on every video, and video clips. And then presets is my presets. I might have a specific one for this project, so I'll save those in there. Render is the folder that I produce the videos to, so when you do the final render. And then a thumbnail, I have a Pixlr template that I use for creating thumbnails. And then in the root, I have the actual video file itself, the Kdenlive video file. So that's the directory structure I like to use. Now, first of all, we're going to Google Earth. And start off like this. And I just want to explain a bit before we actually create it. So you have things called routes or paths. If you look up here at the top, there's a thing called add path. So that's a path. And they are a specific thing. And then you have waypoints, which are these pins that you stick in, place marks. And you have a series of place marks which create waypoints that you can navigate around. So if we just go into the route, double click. We'll create a new one in a minute. I just want to show you the difference between what I mean. So this is the route that I put in the Brecon Beacons in Wales. And the route itself is just the line. Now we're not going to use the line for anything other than showing where we walk on our walk. So that'll stay on most of the time, I would say. And then the waypoints are these things here. These are the little icons. You can put your own icon. I put the little tack blades cougar paw on there, but yeah, you can put what you want. But these are the points that you'll use around the route, and the waypoints are basically where you'll want your camera to go and stop and have a look at the view. And that's kind of let's call it a keyframe. So you set up the view, set up the angle you want, save it, and then whenever you click on it, so for this one here, for example, see which one this is. So this is a name number 2. So this is number 2. So if we go into number 2, double click, it will pan round to the same view that I saved before. So you can see that. And basically you're just stepping through these from one to the other. There you go. So that is basically what it's all about. Now let's create a new one. Let's turn all that off. Let's go back out. Oh, we're going to Brecon Beacons again. So if you press Shift and move your mouse, it spins you around, which is quite nice. So we'll create a new one. So in My Places, we do Add Folder. We call this Tutorial. And you can put in all your notes and links and whatever you want out of that. So in this tutorial, first we're going to do the path. So we're going to add a path. So you need to go to your start point. So we're going to go down. Instead of like zooming around, you can just type in the search like Brecon Beacons, and it will go through and find it for you wherever you are. There you go. That's like Penny Fan. So good. So you want to turn the search off after that because you don't want it on your thing. You can do, how do we get rid of it? Oh, just click the cross. I'm still getting used to this a bit, so it's not going to be perfect. So I'm going to just press Alt to drag it around, press Shift to spin it, and then up and down to get your angle. And then at the bottom is important is the layers. So you want them all off except for 3D buildings, mainly because it's got trees. So you want trees in there. It's good for cities as well. Everything else off, and terrain. So if you don't have terrain on, you don't have the 3D effect. So you want terrain on and you want the trees on. And that's all you need. So we're going to make a route now. So let's do a route up Penny Fan. Let's just go from, let's have a look. Let's go from the car park at the bottom. Why not? So, so just go in, and get to the point where you can get some detail. So we're going to add a path. So you click on Add Path, give it a name, route. Leave this box open, don't close it, and then start adding your path just by clicking. Click, 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 and go all the way. Try and use the navigation things at the side, because if you click on the map, it will start adding your route there. So you might want to change the way you look at your map. Overhead's quite a good way of doing it. And this will take a bit of a while, so I'll just do this quickly.
Just so you get the idea. Adding more nodes. There we go, adding more nodes. I'm going to zoom out a bit. Okay, let's get to the top of Penny Fan.
Yeah, I think we're there. Let's have a check. Yeah, top of Penny Fan, that's good. Okay, so now we've done that, just click OK, and you've saved your route. Now the route doesn't look very good, so you might want to change it a bit. So you'd right click, go into Properties, Style and Color, so you can make it a bit thicker and give it a nice color. Let's do a yellow, like that. Maybe make it 3. And the opacity and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, now you've got your route. Good. Now the route's fine, but what you need is waypoints. So let's go to where we want. So first of all, what I do is set a waypoint at the start. So we're going to do pin, add a waypoint. It's going to be here. And we're going to call that start. The naming of this is quite important. Start. Okay, and style and color. You can click on the pin and you can choose something else. So let's choose hiking. Here is where you can add custom icons. So you can add your own icons off the web or make your own depending on how you want it. So let's do that, and the scale of it and all the rest of it. So let's put that right at the start. Okay. And we're going to call this start, but high level view. Okay. So what I'm going to do is once you create your pin, you want to set the view of it. So, we don't want it to say high level view, do we? We want to hide that. So in the label, just set the opacity to 0. Okay. So you want to get to the view. So I'm going to zoom right out because you want to see where in the world you are creating your route. So what you do is you select the view that you want. So you have to remember this is the camera, what the camera will jump to. So you set the view that you want. Just bear in mind all this text and everything. And then you right click on the point that you made and you do snapshot view. So snapshotted that view. So whenever you go elsewhere, say I'm like somewhere else, whenever you double click on that, it will move to the view that you saved. Okay. So now let's go in, go right in now. So what we want to do is kind of zoom in to the start of our route. Let's go in. There's probably much better ways of doing this, but it's just the way I do it. Now, something interesting here. So what we want to do is place another marker, a hidden one. We're going to call this hide start. And we're going to put this at the start because this has to remember this view. So you're saving views to markers. So in here, we're going to put the label as 0 and the marker as 0. So you don't see it, but it's up here, hide start. And we're going to save the view, snapshot the view. And we're good to start our route now. Now we can just place markers wherever we want and save the snapshots and you'll get your nice route. But there's something else you can do, which I quite like. If you turn on photos down here on a layer, okay. Now, see these little icons going in? These are where people have taken an actual photo. So you can click on those and it'll give you a nice photo of that view from there. And you can use that in your story. So you can have the video and you can flip to a photo and then back out. So let's do that. So all you have to do is, what I like to do is get a text file up like this, and I will copy the title, put it in the text file, and also put in the name. This is by Adam Durant. I do this so in the comments below I can credit who took the picture. So I just like to save that. And then you click on it and it'll come up, and then you can right click, open image, and it'll come up in a browser. Then right click save image as, and in your folders that we had before, let's go into the tutorial, media, images, and then we just save. Now, so we're going to save this. So you right click, save as image, go to the area where you want to save it. And what I tend to do is use the name of the waypoint that we're going to put there. So let's call it Start Bridge. Okay. Save. So we saved that. Let's get rid of that. Go back to Google Earth. And this was here. So what we'll do is we'll drop a pin here. Oops. We click. Where is it? Put it. Oh. If you set everything to 0, it remembers that. So you have to set it back again. There we go. So now we're going to put this where we took our picture. Here. We're going to call that, what did we call it before? We called it, let's get rid of that one. Start Bridge, we called it. So in the click it to the actual place, make a note of that, and then go back to Google Earth, and we call that Start. Oops. Start Bridge. Now the waypoint is linked to the image, which is linked to the attribute. So now we've got all that linked up, and we click OK. And then in the when we jump to it, let's get a nice view for this. So let's look up the mountain. I think on the way we're going to go. Oops. Look here. It's a good view. And then we'll right click, snapshot. So if we go to the hide start, that's the original start position. and then we go to Start Bridge. The video will zoom in to the image that we want, and then we can bring up that picture that somebody took, and then we can go back to the video again. So that's how we get in video, picture, video. And we just carry on doing this, putting waypoints. I like to, don't always put them with pictures, but you know, you can if you want. So no, we don't want that picture. Let's zoom out. It's best to do not too many waypoints, otherwise it takes forever. Let's go. So let's go up here. Go up here. Oh, there's a picture here. Let's see what this is. Oh, good picture. Let's do that. Snowy Brackens. Is that far enough? So look at this picture. 2 pictures. That's a good one. Let's do that one.
So let's pretty fun. Make a note of that again. I'll whiz this along in a minute, just so you get an idea. And this was by Dara Jersey Money. And we're going to call this one, what should we call it? Mid view. That'll do. Remember that, mid view. And click on it, open it up, open image, nice big one, save image as, and we'll call it mid view. Save that. Okay. And then we need to create a waypoint there. And where was it? Was it here? Yeah, it was there. So let's create a waypoint, place a pin, put that here. Let's call it call it midpoint. Midpoint. Mid view. Okay, mid view. Make sure I call it that. Yeah, mid view. Good. And now we just need a good view. So let's see what view we can do. Maybe looking down the valley. Try to have not so much sky in, just keep a light sky. So you can see, that's quite good. And then right click, snapshot view. So I'll carry on doing this now, and then bring you back when it's done. For some reason that mid view didn't go in the right folder, so just drag it up. So I'll carry on doing a few more now, and I'll speed it up for you.
I camped at that lake. Really nice. I want to see a bit of the sky. And I want to see the lake. There we go. Yeah. And then save that view. Snapshot the view. Put it in the list. Good. Okay, so we're done on the route. And then we saved our pictures. We've got everything tied up nice. Let's go back to the start. So high level. So now we're ready to record the screen. So we're going to start here, and you can, if you let's create a subfolder. So add a folder called Waypoints, and we'll add a folder called Route, and we put the route in the route, and the waypoints, let's hope they don't change order. Oh, brilliant. So let's put the route at the top just to be tidy. Okay. Now we've got the route and the waypoint. So we'll have the route on. We're going to turn off the little photo things because they're annoying. And we're going to start high level view, which is this one. Now we need to start recording. Now to record, what we're going to do is you go into your Windows search and type game bar and click on game bar settings, and you'll get this up. And this is a built-in Windows thing that you can use to capture video, and we're going to actually capture the screen rather than produce a video. You can produce videos from here, but they're rubbish, so we're going to control it ourselves and do it ourselves. So what we need to do is turn on game bar, and if you look, start recording, Win Alt R, start and stop recording. So that's what we're going to do. And if you go into captures, sorry, go into captures, you can see where it's going to end up, and the recording length and all that kind of stuff. Turn off audio, I don't need audio, 30 frames per second, video quality high, all that kind of stuff. So once that's set up, now when I do, what was it? Windows Alt R, it'll start the recording and we'll record it and then we'll stop. Now I don't know how this will work because I'm recording this tutorial with another recording software. So this might go really badly wrong. So let's see what happens. So if I do, you want to keep your cursor out the way, and we're going to be clicking on these to step through. So let's just see what happens. Control R. You have to wait a little minute. There you go, it's recording on the top right, you see. So we're starting here, then we go to our hide start, and it will zoom in. This is amazing if it records 2 videos simultaneously. And there we go, and then we go to start bridge. This is when we'll show the picture of the bridge. And we go to mid view. This is a big jump, so it'll swivel round to our view we saved there. We show the picture near the top. It's like midway near the top. You can do as many points as you want, as complicated as you want. We show the picture there, and then at the top. And you can control the speed of this, the way you click it. So that's up to you how you do that. And there we go, we're done. And at that point, just do Control Windows R, and that'll stop the recording. Game clip recorded. All done. Good. So you've got your video. You've done all this. This is all saved. You can just do File, Save my places, and it saves it all. So you can go back and tweak it or whatever you want to do. So we've finished with Google Earth now, and we are going to go into Kdenlive. But first, I'm going to move that data from there. Put that in there. And so that is our recording. So if you just want to double check, I use another free video player called VLC. It's really good. Let's put that up on screen, and then that'll go through and you play it. Now you see you've got all this stuff on the side. Don't worry about all that. We'll sort that out in a minute. But you can see it recording really nicely. Yeah, that's our recording. Good. Okay. So let's go in and Kdenlive. Just let that come up a little bit. And I'm just going to adjust this because I like to have a bit of a bigger timeline. So what we need to do, this is our project bin. I'll do a different video on creating one of these because it just takes a little while. But I like to have this: images, text, audio, clips, to keep everything organized. Intro and outros are my normal intro and outros. I put one on there already. So what we need to do is put our clips, our videos, in our project bin. That was a little demo I was playing with. Let's delete that. Delete clip. When you delete it here, it doesn't delete it, it just removes it from the project bin. So you can go into Media Browser, go into Videos. This is the path of where I put it. And we just drag it into Clips. So that is our Google Earth video. You can see this is like a preview of the clip. You can scrub it and whatever you want to do. Have a little look at it. You can in and out points if you want here as well. But so that's what we want. So we just drag this onto the timeline. There's no audio with it, of course. And this is our project window. This is what we finally see. So if I just drag this, you'll see, there you go. It's all our video ended up at the top. Now, we've got all this stuff going on, which we don't really want. So we're going to zoom in on the video. And to do that, we'll apply an effect. So we just go into Effects and type in Transform. You grab this and drop it on the video. It's really easy. When you click on it, in the Effects and Composition stack, you can see this. So what we need to do now is just zoom in a bit. So let's say, I I don't know, 150, maybe too much. Not bad. Let's zoom out a little bit. So yeah, let's try 30. No, that's not enough. Try 40. And you can drag it around as well if you want to drag it around, but let's have a look, see if we can do a bit of a better. Ah, yeah, that's better, isn't it? So let's do that. In fact, if I zoom out, instead of doing the scale, we can just press shift and that it'll keep the same aspect ratio. That's better. Drag the middle. Just get this right. There you go. So that is now transformed, and it will be, let's just put that out. Let's make this bigger and do that, and then we can just view it and see. There you go. So it's now a good size. It's cropped everything out that I can see, and it's going to run the video. So a lot of this start bit is a bit dead time, so let's cut that out. We don't really want that. We want it to start straight away. So let's find the, there you go, starts to move there. Let's go back. This button down here, really handy, zoom project to fit. So it zooms into the total length of the project. We'll do a razor tool because we're going to cut it. And we'll just click on there, cut that, and then select tool. I use the key commands, but just for the video I'll show you. And that's the select tool. And I delete and right click and remove space. There's other ways to do it which is easier, but it's just the way I do it. I like it. So now it goes straight in, starts moving. What we're going to do is go through till we get to our first point for a picture. So here, I'm going to wait till it stops moving. So yeah, okay. It's gone off the bottom a bit, but you get the idea. So what I'm going to do is stop here, and we're going to cut it because we're going to split it. Okay, and then we'll move this one out of the way, and we want to put a picture in here. So we go back to our project bin. We need some images, and we haven't got any at the moment. Let's go back to our browser, images, and this is start bridge. Well, let's drag them all in to start with. Put them in your project bin. There you go. Start bridge, just grab it, put it on your timeline. Then you have to decide how long you want to view it for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe a bit less, or you just drag it about till you get the right size you want. 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll do. And if you notice, it's not filling the screen. So we want to transform that and make it fit the screen. Transform. Let's zoom out. And let's drag this about a bit to make it fit the screen. There you go. That's good. There you go. So you can just play just to see. So it's a bit jerky. Obviously it's going from that to that. We want a bit of a transition there. So an easy way to do that is if you zoom in a bit. If you look, you get little handles, little red handle. You can just drag that out and that'll do like a fade. Like that. Just very simple. That's better. Then we drag that in. Do a little fade. And then we can delete, remove space, and then it will go into the next clip and fade out again. So go in, fade out, and then it'll go on to the next point. And you see how this works now. Okay, so I'll just go and do this, speed it up. This is the next point I want to grab.
Mid view. from the link. Good. Transform. Zoom out. And we'll just stretch this a little bit. That'll do. Move space. And carry on going through. And the next one we have to do is near the top. Yeah, it's this one, near the top.
And we do a fade out. And then I'll do my outro. Intro, outro, exit, just put that in. There you go. So now we've got our video and you can preview it and whatever you need to do. It's all good. Cool. Now this has got some audio here, but this hasn't. So we want to put a bit of audio in there. So all you do is grab some audio off of the internet. Let's show you a good place to get audio. So a good place is Pixabay. Pixabay is awesome. So you can say like Celtic. We want to do video, music. There you go. And you can just preview some music and it'll download what you want. Pixabay is amazing. You just attribute stuff and then, yeah, it's all fine. So that's good. So I've got some music already and it'll be in the audio section. And you drag that into your bin in the audio. And then we're going to put that at the bottom, but it's probably too long. So just grab it and put it down here. Then we need to chop it off here, don't we? So let's do that. Grab the end. It will just truncate it. And we can put it in there. Actually, let's take that back out. Let's move it a little bit. Truncate the front and truncate the end. Then we can put it in. And then this will probably be too high volume, so we want to change the volume on this. So you just want a gain. We do a simple gain. So go into effects, type in gain, or maybe amplitude, AMP, amplifier. No, let's do gain. Know what I'm doing with gain. Just drag that onto the clip. And you can adjust the gain to like, I don't know, 30%. So it's nice and quiet. And that'll be nice and quiet now. So you've got all your stuff now. You've got your intro, you've got all your video, and you've got your outro, and you've got your music, and it's all done. So then all you have to do is render it. So you make sure these are on. This one can go off, this one can go off. Just want to render these two, and you click on this one, or you can do project render if you like, and then you pick the output that you want. I've got one set up. You say where you want it to go. Tutorial, I want it in the render folder. I call it route 1. And you pick your format that you want or that you've set your project up on. Make sure audio's on, video's on. This is under the more options setting. Click on more options. And then you just encode it. So let's encode it. Render to file. And that's a job. You can have several jobs running. Stuff goes on in the background independent of the app. It's really good. It's like a separate process. So that'll go through. It's using your GPU. So it's pretty fast. This is not a long clip. It's only 1 minute 20 seconds, but you can see it's rendering really fast. And this is in 2K, so it's quite high res. So yeah, it's really good.
Right, speed this up a bit. And we'll just go along, render, Come on, the video. Work harder. 20 frames per second is not too bad. I quite like that. Good. Come on. I have to sit here now with the audio recording. Come on. And it's going along. 44 seconds. Not bad. Do-do-do-do-do. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Come on now. Very close. 16 seconds left. Nice.
And we're done. It's rendered. So now you can close this window. You can actually close down Kdenlive. Save it, yeah, sure. And go into the tutorial. For that before you upload it. See, it's got the nice intro. And we go straight into our route. So we chopped off the front so there's no delay. Going to do a zoom in thing. There's our route, there's our start. And we should come up to the first picture, fade in, fade out. Come on. Yes, look at that. That's well lined up. I like that. It's good.
Zoom on to the next one. You get the idea now of what we're doing. That's a different view, I think. Okay, good. Let's stop that.
The demonstration of Kdenlive, Google Earth Pro. I didn't do Pixlr in this one, but that's just for creating your thumbnail, to be honest. Yeah, there you go. First tutorial. Hope it might not be the last, but it's a lot of work, more work than I realised, but it's good fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.